Hello, come on in everybody. Welcome to A Moment with Celeste with the Friendship Journals on a Journey event here on the Crafty Bunch today. Just getting some last minute little thingies here pulled together for us so that I can have a complete little portion. Well, I guess it won't be complete, but portion. So come on in. Cheryl is going to put us in here, and I am tearing out one of the pages to my hymnal because I know Miss Heidi loves to listen to her hymns and music and things. So come on in, and when you come in, will you say hi? So I know who I have here with me. Okay, there we go. All right. I am shared in. Thank you, Cheryl. Enjoy your time with your family. Hi, Missy and Linda. Nice to see you ladies again. See you ladies again, right? Oh, so come on in, everybody. There's my friend Sherry Campbell. Hi, Sherry. Who else we have here? Well, let's see who else we reel in tonight. So this is the last night that we individually are doing. The vintage team is doing their signatures. So tonight, after this week, when I get this signature completed, I then put it back in Heidi's. This is going to be Heidi's journal that I'm working on tonight. And I have been so excited, you guys, to start this one. Hello, Amy. Beautiful Amy. And there's my beautiful, sweet Peggy. Hi. Come on in, everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Lord's Day to everybody. I hope you've had a good day. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to get this little show on the road tonight. And like I said, I'm really excited to do Heidi's, because the only thing that I'm very, very concerned about is I absolutely know I am not going to be able to fit my signature into Heidi's cover. But that'll be okay, because if I can't get it in, I'm just going to send it to Heidi, and she can even use it for something else if she needs to. But this one was a full one, so everybody before me, look at all the fullness they put in. You can't hardly see me, can you? Isn't it beautiful? Hi, Patsy. So I'm thinking that mine probably is not going to fit. But if it don't, I'm just going to lay it in the back just like that, and we're going to let her go like that, right? So this is a gorgeous, and I'm not going to go through this with you tonight because next month Heidi is going to do the full reveal of hers for all of us. And so that's what I'm going to do. Come on in, Sue. So these journals are really full. So I'm going to just go ahead and work on mine tonight. And so the first page that I did, I went ahead and did the first page before I came on because it involved me doing some, putting some gesso and decoupaging and everything. So let me get you all turned down so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for dropping in, friend. So I did, for the first page of this signature, I took this very vintage placemat that I had gotten. I had gotten a pack, and they are old. And I wanted to put this on for her cover of her signature, her first page, basically. And so what I did is, it obviously was going to be too big for the 8 inches. So I didn't want to cut that all off. So what I did is, on the inside cover, I decoupaged, and then I just turned over the edging, and it's not even all the way around. Here I did another decoupage, So that's going to be the page for this inside, the back page of this signature. And then I'm going to go through and have a little fun because I decoupage this on and I decoupage that on. And I did that because I wanted this placemat to have a little bit of stability. And then I decoupage this piece of paper, brown paper in the middle again. And so isn't it pretty, Peggy? I love the gold too. So I thought this will be a great opportunity to use on my little journal for Heidi. So now back here, it has this little house, and this, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of something that, like Heidi's house, okay? Hi, Tammy. Hi, Pamela. Welcome in, everybody. And then it has these little quilts, these, I'm going to call them vintage quilts, on the clothesline. And so I'm going to take here, I've got these little miniature clothespins, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue these clothespins exactly where they are on this clothesline. And I'm just going to do that here with some hot glue. And I'm going to put them exactly where that is at. And they're a little bit bigger, obviously, but they're going to be seen. Okay. Hello, Pam Planting Guy. Good to see you. Welcome in, my friend. Welcome in, all my Crafty Bunch and Beyond friends. Crafty Bunch and Beyond, right? There's my sweet Daryl. We all love our Daryl, don't we? Come on in, hon. I'm just attaching some clothespins here where the little clothespins are at on this picture. And like I said, they're a little bit bigger, but I'm going to pull this one, next one down so you can see this a little bit better, the front porch here. I want you to not miss this. So that's going to be the front porch up here. And then all these quilts are hanging on the clothesline. Do any of you still use clotheslines? Anybody? To hang clothes on, or hang your, maybe to hang the things your coffee stain and tea stain? Oh, thanks, Peggy. I am blown away. In fact, right now, John is out there getting everything packaged for me, and then we'll send out your invoices here just after I get done here tonight. So that was a fun one. You guys all just blow me away when I do my sales. $2 treasures, and that's what they were. I'll probably do another one similar to that with more things before we move. But okay, so I have taken these. You see those clothespins? So they're on the line, okay? So this is going to be the front of the signature. Me too, Missy. You know what I do with my stuff when I'm doing my coffee dyeing and tea dyeing on fabrics? I take them out on my patio and lay them over my wicker furniture. And it works really well too. And you know, when we move, the place we're going to isn't going to have a patio or a balcony, which makes me very sad because I love my patio. But, you know, we'll just do what we got to do. Maybe I'll open the windows and hang my sheets out the window. I bet they'd love that, right? Okay, now, for Heidi, most of us know Heidi. And she was born on November 19th, and I did realize it because her birthday is one day before my birthday. And her favorite place is her craft space. She loves listen to the music from the Christian artist, Katie Nicole. I'll have to listen to some of that. She loves a colorful salad, and her favorite color is pink. And she loves her family, the Lord, her family, spending time with friends, coffee, and herbal tea. Listening to Christian music, working in her garden, sitting by the fire, and listening to the waves crash on the shore. She's a wife, a mother, a daughter, a small business owner. She's more of an extrovert than an introvert. She loves getting to know people, and loves sharing her creativity. So she loves creating junk journals. And so that's kind of a little bit about Heidi. Fun facts. She went to her first concert she ever went to was The Who. And the last concert she went to was Handel's Messiah. Well, there's a little difference between The Who and Handel's Messiah, isn't it? I think for those of us that love music, we love all kinds of music. I collect nesting dolls, the little Russian dolls. She collects those. She does Sudoku puzzles every day. Wow, that's a lot of brain work. She loves reading historical fiction and watching documentaries, and was a producer for many stage productions that her kids were in. Fun memories. Our Heidi is a very special lady. So we're going to go ahead here and get started. So I had this little piece that was in one of my stash bundles, and I have used the other pieces on different projects. But look at this little vintage lady. So what I think I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take her and I'm going to tear it out just above so a little bit of this pink shows. And then we're going to put this in the middle here on this gold page. Won't this be cute? I love it already. Look at there. So that's going to go there in that middle, okay? Now let's see here. I think I'm going to trim this side down a little bit too. Let's see if we can get it to tear. Oh, I love tearing fabrics. Love tearing fabric. Okay, so this one, we're going to place that right here in the center of the front of this signature. So we'll have to get out my stinky glue and make that happen. And I think we're just going to go over this, put it on here, because it's just about exactly, not quite, but almost the exact size. It looks like this was from an old vintage tablecloth that I had gotten in a bundle from a friend. And I have used a bunch of the other 4 pieces that I tore off of it, and now we're going to use this one. Okay, let's see here. We'll scooch it up right to there. Get it centered. Okay, and press it on. So that's going to be the front cover of the journal. Does that look vintagey? Hi, Jeanette and Lisa Wolf and Diane and Jamie. Come on in, everybody. Thank you for coming into the Crafty Bunch as we're doing our journey, Journals on a Journey with Friendship Journals tonight. So I'm part of the vintage team, and this will be my last one to do a signature on, because the last Sunday of next month, I'm trying to see if I want to tuck this in. I like this little, of next month is when we're going to reveal, and I can hardly wait to get mine in the mail in a couple of weeks. I won't look at it until I have my reveal though. Okay, so that one wants to tuck under. So I guess we'll just let that do what it wants to do. Okay. So this one for Heidi, when I get through with this, I mail it to her. And everybody you're going to watch tonight is working on the last signature for whichever friend they have this week. Okay, so let's just put that for there for now. And then I had come in here beforehand and I had some decoupage paper. And so I put that on here because it's a vintagey, has some butterflies and flowers and things. And then we have this over here. So the other pages that we have that I'm going to add into this are, I have this like old vintage print type of paper. And I think I'm going to put that in first, but let me see if that's really what I want to do. Okay, because I might, yeah, I think that'll work. So we're going to put that one in first. So it's going to look like this, okay? And then we're going to flip it. And then we're going to have a page here that we're going to doll up too. And then look at this cute paper. Double-sided cardstock that I had found. So we have that one here. And then I have this little piece of a pink that was a Tim Holtz. And it has some little vintagey things on there. It has a little stage and stagecoach on it. And then we have this page of my cheese stain paper that I like. And then let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know I want to make it thinner. We're supposed to do 6. So I'm going to go ahead and add this one in for the last one. Can you see that one? Has some pretty, like a postage stamp. And then when you turn it, this will be the middle of it. And it has all these little positive little inspiration. It says, love this life. I'm still writing my story. If it doesn't feed your soul, let it go. Garden, because she likes to garden, right? A quiet place where one grows pure joy and happiness. Picture perfect, bloom where you're planted, live a beautiful life. All kinds of them. Everything is figure-outable. Everyday moments, my true life story. We cannot become who we want by remaining who we are. Bloom, this is my guilty pleasure. And then you mean the world to me. And your best is enough. And then down here, celebrate everything. So I thought this one would be a perfect one to put right in the middle. And that's kind of where we're headed, okay? Isn't this pretty? Don't you think this would be perfect for Heidi? I surely do. Now, I'm going to add some things on this front page because I want to add a little bit of color. I don't want it to be all just this neutral. So, we're going to take this and let's see what we have. Look at the things that I have pulled. Look at all the yumminess in there. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So, we have, I think what I could start with is I have this vintage seam binding in pink. And I'm thinking this will be pretty right here on the edge to give it a little bit of a pop. So let me trim that off. And set this up here for now. And then we're going to get our glue on. Beautiful paper with meaning. Aren't they beautiful? And I'm trying to remember, I think I got this actually at the scrapbook store I work at when I was just helping out there a little bit last fall. And I just hung on to it for the perfect moment to use it. And I'm guessing that this here is my perfect moment, right? Hi, Margie. How are you, hon? Nice to see your name there. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. You know that today I have already, so we went to church this morning, and then we were home and I was getting ready to do my bundles. Got everybody's bags from the sale last night that I had and got them all sorted out. And then we heard a knock at our patio door, and I looked, and it was my best friend Norma, and she's walking in, and she wanted to know what I was doing today. And she had just taken another friend that had come to visit her this week, had dropped her off at the airport. And so she came in, and her and I decided to go get dinner. John didn't want to go get anything. So I've done that. I went to church. I've gone and had dinner with Norma. Her and I went to an estate sale, and I picked up a few goodies for my next sale. And I came home, and I started putting all this together in the order I kind of think I want it. And then got John all situated with him packing all the things for the thing. And then when I get done here, I'm going to send invoices. Ta-da! So how about that, people? Huh? How about that? Okay, now let's get along. Enough about me. And I've got all kinds of pretty things. So look, I have this doily. Now, I'm not going to put the whole doily on here, but maybe do you think... I'm going to try a couple things here before we decide. I'm thinking if I cut this one out, and maybe we'll just put the page, a little bit of this on the bottom of this page. So when she opens it, there's her pretty pink lady, and then she's got some more pink. So that's one thing I can do. I've had a busy day. I have been. Oh gosh, where do you get all that energy? Lisa, I don't. This day, I think the grace of God, He has given me mercy. And there are some days where I can go like this, but most days I don't. Especially now because I'm working 2 days a week, and that kind of poops me out. So I seem to have my energy more now on Saturdays and Sundays. So you guys are the lucky ones to catch me in my energy. Okay, now I'm going to use this, you guys. Look at this gorgeous trim. I am going to use it somewhere. I'm just not sure yet where. So let's lay that up here. Look at this silk glove. I have to figure out something I'm going to be able to do with the silk glove for Heidi's. Because maybe this will be something that would kind of go, like right there, it looks more like a rubber glove. And I don't know if that's quite the look I'm going for. So I'm going to play around with this. And maybe if I bring it down a little bit, if I have it come up off the top, I'm just playing here. So yeah, you got your, it does, doesn't it? Because I have not worked full time. I retired 2.5 years ago. And so going back and doing it even 2 days a week has been like, my gosh, I forgot how much energy it takes. Okay, so I've got that. I'm not sure where I'm going to put this, okay? So that's the silk glove. These are all things Heidi is what I'm thinking, you know. Then you guys, look at this gorgeous lace trims that I have. So I am looking here, and I may do something as simple on this page here as just add in one of these really pretty trims up here against the pink, okay? So let's see what we have. Oh, this one would be pretty. Ooh, I got some pretty ones. Okay. This one here, I could put this on here and overlap that. That will be pretty. I'm not real sure as I'm looking at this. I'm feeling like these two together may be too busy because it's kind of making me a little dizzy. So I'm thinking maybe I go in and add this page first. See there? That I add this one. Make sure that's not my middle, no. And then I think that helps tone that down a little bit. What do you think? You guys like this one better against this versus the all black and tan? I just think that's a lot of print competing against each other. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in here. And we'll put this glove at the top of page, like a flap. Maybe a bracelet. Oh, that would be good. I love that, Martha. I love that. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Sarah. You like this better? Good. Thanks. Okay, guys, you just affirmed for me. So we're going to put this little one here. And this page is a little shorter. And I'm okay with that because then look what's going to happen. You're going to have a little bit of that black and a little bit of a pink show. So we're going to go now with this, and let's go with putting a little bit, I've got to decide here what I want to use, because I have some pretty fabrics that I can put in. Look at this pretty piece of a wool felt. I can put this in, and maybe this would be a pretty little pocket in here, but it's going to cover up this prettiness. So maybe, let's see here. There's so much here that I want to use. That's my problem. That's my problem. Let me keep digging here. Look at this one that I even have. Isn't that pretty? That's a little floral. Can't find where the end's at. Let me see if I can find the end here. I think I'm going to have to open it all up. This is really pretty too. So you guys, when you have your suggestions, you know I love to hear your suggestions of things as well. Okay, so this is a cute little delicate. Again, this might not be what's going to be perfect on this though. But it might be because it's really cute. I actually think I like that there. I do. Now, I could take here, if I've got some, let me see if I have a piece of muslin that would work. I think this one would work. Okay, I'm going to take this scrap, and I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to just tear that off. Okay, another tear for Celeste. Hi, Heidi. Oh, Heidi, I'm having so much fun. I have been looking forward to doing yours because, okay, well, Heidi's still with us. I don't know if she'll stay with me or not, because if you do, that's totally fine with me. But Heidi was my inspiration to start doing junk journals. And I had never seen such a thing. And I started watching her, even back before I started watching the Crafty Bunch. And I saw her come across, and I fell in love with you, Heidi. And I have stayed in love with you. I have not fallen away from you, Heidi. And Heidi's vintage flair is so much just captivated me. And y'all know my mom really liked vintage things, so I really feel a connection when I'm doing the vintage. But Heidi is the one, I watched her so many times. And she was the first one that I ever saw do the fabric needle keep, your little fabric needle keep. And I sent her a message after that, and I had mentioned to her that I was going to try one, and I did. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? So Heidi has inspired so many of us. So many of us. And to this day, Heidi, I still find, the layering is, I learned my layering technique. A lot of that started from way back when I used to watch her. And I'm loving what I'm doing here so much that I'm forgetting that I only need a strip of it, a little piece. So I put this pretty trim here on this muslin, okay? Because I wanted to show a little more. So I'm going to put it about right in here. I'm going to have it come in, because I want to be able to see this little pink. And I think what I'll do, let's see, I'm going to start it on this short page, because it gives, I'm not going to go all the way across to the longer one underneath. It's going to be underneath. Okay, so let me take that off. I'm going to put that on there. Oh, when I saw Heidi do that needle keep, I thought, oh my gosh, what on earth? And I did mine in a yellow, when it was about this big, and it was so cute. And that crazy thing sold before I even got off my creating it on the last day. Oh gosh. And then that led me to doing the fabric book later on, which I just did here in the last six to 8 months. So, okay, so you see what I've done there? Now, doesn't that go together with that pretty well? I love it. That's how you started too, Jeanette. And Peggy's, oh, Heidi is a beautiful person, as are you, Peggy. And we all love you, Heidi. We truly do. Hi, Jill. Come on in. There's Gail. Come on in, Gail. Yeah, she was the first one. Heidi, you are the queen of vintage junk journals. I'm just saying. Okay, so we've got that. Then I'm going to go over and we'll go to this page. And this one here is going to give you lots of writing space, Heidi. Lots of writing space, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put this one in here. And I'm going to come back. I'm not done juicing up. I like to go through and then get my brain where it needs to be for everything. You know, sometimes it's a little challenging. But I'm thinking maybe I'll make a pocket on this black print one. And let's do it with this piece of this interfacing wool, whatever I got my hands on. And we'll do a little pocket here. Now I think I want to do this if I can find my Pink and Shares. Well, let's see. Well, they must be in a different room. Okay, so let's just cut this off. I'm going to try to get it straight here. Linda, this is that batting that you told me about a while back, and I went and got some, and I just love this. It's quilt batting is what it is. I think that's what it's called. But I love using this for things because it kind of stretches a little bit, and it's kind of fun. Look at that, everybody. Look at the texture on that. So I'm going to put that in here. And I'm going to trim this little corner a little more. And then we're going to juice it up. So, Heidi, you and I have very much the same style in our vintage journaling. Oh, love it. And I've bought some things at times from Heidi's sales, and her things are so amazing. Okay, so you get all those good old things up there in the Northeast. Sometimes we don't get here in the Midwest. Okay, so that's going to be the pocket. And then we need to figure out what we're going to put on that pretty pocket, because I've got lots of things I can put on it. And let's see. I love this little piece here, but it's going to be too tone on tone, I think. But let's see. And then I love, let's see, I showed you this, and I've got to find the perfect spot, Heidi. Look at this. Look at that. I've got to find the perfect spot. Now, let me see something here. This might be the perfect spot. We could line the top of that pocket with this. That definitely would be very pretty. That's beautiful. Just put that right on top of there. Just that contrasting textures of fabrics. Okay. Hi, Deborah. Come on in. Good to see you. I always love to see my friend Deborah pop in. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm thinking there. Okay, I'm not going to put it down there. She got you started too, Patsy. I think we need to have a Heidi Joyful Artistry museum. I really do. Could you add a wing like that on your house, Heidi? And we could all send you things that we have made that were inspired by you. And I think that would be really cool. Okay, so we're going to do that for sure there. This page here is going to need something a little more. So I'm going to dig into some of my lace pieces. Isn't this pretty? This piece of, it's a real lightweight felt. This is actually what I used in that first little needle keep I ever made. So, in homage to Heidi. Now I'm thinking I could take this and glue this on as a background. And I could do the whole thing, or I'm going to only do one side because it's going to have another page in here. So let's take this and let me see, where do I want to put it? Okay, right here. I can't remember who got my needle keep. It's probably one of you on here that probably got that from me when I did the actual needle keep in the yellow fabrics, and yellows and pinks is the colors that it was. Okay, look at there. That kind of looks like my underarm. Look at there. Isn't that cool? I bet you'd love it like that, wouldn't you, Heidi? Now I'm thinking, oh my gosh. Now look at that. See how things just happen by accident? I'm loving that, what that did to that. Only problem is, I don't care. It's going in here, Heidi. This is coming into your book, and I'm going to cut it a little bit longer so I can trim it all off. Isn't that awesome? Look at this. When I tried to tear the thing, it pulled the threads. Now I got to figure out which side I want the best. Oh, I definitely want this side over here on the other side. Okay. So now it might end up being a little raggedier than I intended it to be, which is going to be okay because I can glue it and overlap it. Okay, that's going there. Ooh, I like that. I like this a lot. And then I'm going to find something else that I'll patch up this piece here. Isn't that ruffle awesome? It just happened. Just happened. So let's get this put down here before I change my mind. Because you know, sometimes Celestial is known to do that. So I just love what that did. Okay. So I'm going to put it down here. I'm going to come up to the top. Try to get it right to the edge. This is definitely where I get in my happy zone. Love doing this stuff. Love it. Okay, now we want that to be a little bit straighter, not so zigzaggy. Maybe we want it zigzaggy. I don't know. We could. Then I'm going to patch it up a little bit with this piece here because, and then we'll bring that piece back over here. It's like sewing with glue, you guys. Jill, but now I can learn also. Oh, gosh. Hi, Jap, everybody. There's our friend Jill on Whispering Hopes Kids. If you guys have a business page, and whenever I'm on, feel free to come in as your business page. I want you guys to be able to get some people to know you as well, and I love that. So thank you, Jill. Let's see. There's Clifton's Crafty Casa. Hi, Jeannie. Sometimes happy accidents are just meant to be. That is for sure. Isn't it, Diane? Okay, now I'm going to come in now, and I'm going to, let's see what I want to play with here. Because I could take this and fold this down and make this a side pocket, which would be pretty as well. And then I would come back in and do some lace on top of the pocket. I could do that here, and then maybe I could take a piece. I'm not real crazy about that solid dark piece there. I mean, that cardboard there. But what if I took, let's see here. What if I took like an old book page and put it in here, and that would be the inside of that page. Okay, and then are you seeing where I'm going here? I hope so, because sometimes I don't see where I'm going. I just start playing. So I've got this piece of white, very vintage white, that could be up here on the trim of this, or I could put the ecru piece here. Thanks for coming in, Melanie. And there's Jamie. Are you going to Cheryl and Heidi's? I am, Jamie. Are you going? I can't wait. Heidi, girlfriend, you're going to get the biggest hug. So be ready. That's all I can say, Heidi. I got to hug Cheryl last year. She'll get a hug this year too, though, I know. Okay. So I'm thinking maybe, oops, it's sliding around on me. If I'm going to do this, that I'm going to tear that page out, get it in, oh, it says cookies in here. Get it in here, and I'm going to fiddle-faddle around with it to make it a side pocket, and then we'll have, because you're like, what on God's green earth is she doing? So if I take this, glue it, then just bend it over, I'll get a nice little finished edge there to do the side pocket. And then I will come back through here, okay, and that's going to be the side pocket. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to, I think I'll tear it. Now this is where I debate too, because this pretty paper, see, it's colored on the other side. Now, I could add some of that, but it's going to say too much cookies. I don't think Heidi wants me to have a whole bunch of cookies in here. Let's see. Okay, so if I take these off so I can see what I'm doing, and I turn the page, and we come from here to here, to here, to do, 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 do. I don't know. Oh, good, Jamie. I'm glad you're going to be able. What about pink page and add a glove? Oh, Sherry. Oh, Sherry. Like, take this here and put this glove on top, Sherry. Is that what you're thinking? And then this could be, Martha suggested, this lady had really long fingers. That's all I'm saying. She really did. So we could take something like this and put it on this page, or don't want to cover up my pretty wrinkles here, but I definitely could put this in here, and we could maybe lap it over. Let's see. Fold it down a little here. And maybe if I put like an ecru type of a doily behind there, and I'll do some finagling to get this in here, like so. Let me see something here. I don't know if this will work, but look at this other piece. Now that's going to cover that up. I really don't want to cover up those wrinkles. So let's see here. If we don't use that, okay, I'm thinking that maybe let's do this side here, and I'm going to use this side for the glove because they're not going to be seen. So remember, they're going to be seen. What am I talking about? They're going to be seen, but where did I put my papers that they're going to go with? Okay. And then, so that would be over here on a page here, and I can back that with, I can maybe even take this and back this page with this. Okay, okay. Let's see if we can get it going here. This will be on another section. Hi, Sue! Oh, good. I'm glad you're loving it, hon. And then I can take this and I can trim it down, okay? And then I can take this and we're going to fold it, and we'll come into the edges there and just make this come kind of, sort of, I'm envisioning coming in this way. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to separate these fingers and we'll get the bottom of them glued on. I'm telling you, these people had skinny fingers. Okay, now if we get that glued on, And then we can do something with this. I'll put this up here maybe. Have some of that poking out. And this here, right here, this lace here is this doily is the same color it's in this print on here. So I'm thinking that that's going to be, I'm going to be able to do some magic on this. And then I'm going to take, and I know how much, Heidi, how much you love your trims and all that stuff. See, like, oh, over here, guys, look, I've got my coffee stained. Oh, that'll be pretty laid on there. That's going to be beautiful laid on there. Okay, so we're going to do that for that page. And then back over here, I wonder what it would look like if I take, that's so pretty. Heidi, I don't think you're a bling bling girl, but I think you might like this. Oh, look at what that will do to the cuff. Can you see that, everybody? See what that'll do to the cuff? And then, so if I do that there, and then we're going to take and figure out how to get these little skinny fingers on here. And I've got more laces and more trims and more everythings. Let's see here. You guys, I've got a piece here that I really want to figure out what to do with, and I don't know where it's going to go. But look at this. Look at this. You guys, I don't know what to do. I want to use it all, but I know I don't have enough room because I don't want it to be real thick. Okay, so we did that. Now I could put this on here. What do you think if I balance this little embroidered rose across here? The back it has, on here it has that stitching. Can you guys see this stitching? So it's got that, and I can leave that like it is. Or I'm thinking I can take this and cattywampus this, so you're going to still see some of that sticking out. But then that would give some texture. I think that's exactly what I need to do. Oh my gosh, what's Patsy Ray? Patsy Ray. Cheryl, yes, use the rose. Okay. And then I might say this is going to be enough right in here for this right now, because I like the simplicity but yet the elegance of this. So again, I'll take this up here, and I don't know that I'm going to leave this open to be a tuck-in or not. We might, but we'll see. Let's pull this up over here. I think maybe if I get this going this way a little more, so that it's going to have a little bit of that sticking out on both sides. And I'll trim this down. I can stretch it some, trim it there. Oh gosh, this is gonna really be pretty. This really will turn out nice, I think. Okay, and then we're going to put this up here, and then we're going to have this down here, and then I got to figure out what to do with these funky little fingers. So I think I'm going to have to take them. Give me suggestions on what you would do with these funky little fingers. First of all, I've got to get them turned, because they've obviously were laying in a box or something for quite a while. There we go. There we go. I just need to get the seams lined up, okay? And then maybe I'll take them and just bring them up a little bit. So let me try something here. I'm going to try it. Let me put a little bit of hot glue down here, just a little drop of it. See if that'll hold that in place. Oh yeah, that's going to be cute. So that's going to be what I have to do here, is I have to see where we at on time. We've got about 13 minutes. Gonna get the seams lined up. Oh my gosh, they're so delicate. And let's see if we put this one here. I don't want them looking like a monster's fingers. Oh, thanks, Jill. Okay, and then we're gonna come over here. We'll get this little fattened up a little bit, and maybe just pull it in a little bit there. And then this one down like this, do you think? How do you guys think? I think I need to leave it straight and not have them going out like gnarls. And then this one, I'm going to leave that thumb tucked under there a little bit. And then we'll put it right there. There we go. I think that's the placement I need for this. What do you think? What do you think? Does that look good? Oh, Jill, I'm glad you caught me too. I have so much trouble catching you live. I think I'm always watching your replays, hon. Because I think I'm working now Tuesdays and Thursdays during the day. So but I always go back and watch your replays. I love your stuff. You're so much fun. I love what you do for the kids. Okay, that's going to be what we're going to do. So we're going to take, and I'm going to take this, and we're going to glue some up here. Get that tacked down. I'm going to come over here. I'm just going to glue up to the edge there. And I can come back later and get it. Maybe do a little bit of a crinkle on it. Okay. Okay, we're going to do that. And then I'm going to try, let's see if I can get it. I don't really want to move my glove too much because I want to keep it exactly like I had it. So there. And then let's get this one here opened up a little more. This little index finger one. Okay. And we're going to just lay it right down in here. Okay. And then this one, let's see, let's pull this up just a tad, just a smidgen. Okay. Okay, got that one. Bring this one back over here. I love the little pinky. It's so tiny. Okay. Then I'm going to come up here and we'll add some more. Okay. Okay, then we'll come up here and I'm going to put a little bit on just to hold this thumb down here in place where I want it a little bit. Maybe tuck this out a little more. No, I don't think that looks like Mr. Gumby. I won't flip that. That looked like Mr. Gumby. Wasn't that the green guy that we used to bend all the time? Oh, we don't want a Mr. Gumby glove. That is for sure. Okay, now I'm going to bring some glue here. I bet some of you don't even know who Mr. Gumby was, do ya? I bet you don't. Okay. Now, I'm thinking I kind of like this glove. See how it's to have the cuff kind of be out a little bit from the edge and then flared out. So I think I'm going to keep it that way. And then we'll come up and do the middle. And it's got this pretty little delicate trim up here that's kind of in a wavy look. Okay, so let's put some glue back here. Do you have any pink bling in shape of nails? Curious. I don't, but that would be fun, wouldn't it? To paint little fingernails on it. That would be cute. That would be cute. I'm going to think about that one. Maybe. Good idea, Valerie. Okay. So hopefully that dries okay. So we'll do that, and then we got to come up here and get this all glued in. Okay. Let's see if I can just get it to go through that one layer first, and then if I decide, well, no, I'm not going to use it as a pocket. Okay, then we'll come here, and I'm going to put on the glue or the pretty stuff, and I think I'm going to have it come down, and we'll come over this way. This is really going to be pretty, you guys. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with doing this. And then I'm going to take, and I'm going to trim off here where I got some excess. Get that cleared off. I'm going to get that cleared off. Got that on there. See if I could stretch this little guy up here a little bit. Then we'll get this on. Where are we at? Okay, got 7 minutes. Okay. And guys, I'm terrible. Somebody tell me who's up next. Is it you, Patsy? Is it you? I think it's Patsy, maybe. I think she follows me, usually. Okay, so there's that. Okay, then I'm going to come in here and we're going to take this and I'm going to glue this piece here down. Now, I might take and round the corners. Okay, it's going to be Patsy after me. Can't wait to see what you got up your sleeve. Oh, Patsy, I was just looking through the one you did for Heidi here. That signature is absolutely astonishing. It really is. Okay, so I'll come in and I'm going to take it and I'll kind of grunge it up. And, uh-oh, did I do it too short? I might have. Yep, I might have. So here, let's come up. I think we'll be okay. Okay, I'm going to get that. I can bring this up higher. Okay, I can go about right up to there. And then that's going to be really, really close, but I might have to move my fingers up just a little bit, but I'll get it fixed. I will get it fixed. So that's going to be cut right here. Okay. You're working on mine tonight? Oh, gosh. Do you want me to not watch? Does it matter? Do you want me to watch part of it? Maybe I'll just pop in and peach part of it. I'm going to watch just part of it. Like your first part. And then I'm going to go off. Okay, let's see. I just need to figure out where I need to get this. So, without cutting the whole thing off. Okay, so that's going to go about right there. And then I'll want to bring this down just a smidge. I can actually leave him hanging up a little bit because I think that'll be just fine. Okay. Oh, Patty, I know it's going to be gorgeous. I know it. Okay. So, I'm looking over there to see if I can see the clock. I got this thing here tonight for some reason shining in my eye, and I didn't. Okay. And then we'll come up and we'll cut this one's corner. Maybe. Sometimes these things just take a little bit longer than you anticipate, don't they? They do, and that's okay. Because you know what? I don't have nothing else to do tonight. Well, I do have to go do all those invoices. So I'll be turning this on while my invoicing is going on. Okay. Now we've got that there. We've got that there. We're going around the corner. And let's see. Still got a couple minutes. Doing good. Okay, where did I put the... Trying to figure out how far down I want. I'm going to have that come all the way up to the tippy top. Okay. Have this come over to the edge. Okay, so this one's going to have to be trimmed off about I don't want to do that. This much. Okay. Okay, that's where I know I'm going to trim it off at. So I'm going to have to move my fingers here. And that isn't going to be much. I'll just move them up a little bit. Here, glue some more. And bring it up a little more. Bring this one up a little more. It's all real get fun and games until the fingers don't fit. Fun and games until the fingers don't fit. Okay, that's going to bring them up enough. And then I can play around with this up here and we'll still be good. Okay? And I'll get this one straightened out. Let's see here. Okay, we're going to be good. Okay, so got just a couple minutes here. Let's get this glued down. And then I'm going to be working on the rest of this. And you'll all see it next month when Heidi does her unveil of it all. So there's what we've got so far, and I'm going to try to find a little bit of something to add into here. Maybe just a little bit of pale pink, palest of palest, okay, to do that. So that's what we've got so far. I'm going to turn this little guy off because we still got a minute. You guys, thank you for coming into the Crafty Bunch tonight for the Friendship Journal on their journey, and for Cheryl for hosting us, and for all the wonderful presenters that are going to be on after me. Go ahead, if you're on the Crafty Bunch, and just swipe down, and you're going to get right into Miss Patsy. So I will see you all later, and I love you all. I thank you for coming in, and I can't wait to see what everybody else is doing tonight, right? Bye-bye. Have a good evening, everybody.